The topic I'm choosing to discuss is police retention and recruitment and why they are deteriorating. I'm just going to touch on the several factors that contribute to the challenges of police retention and recruitment in the United States throughout this video. One of the main reasons that I believe that we are seeing such a deterioration in the police officers and the police force, and why we're not seeing as much recruitment as we used to see, is because of the negative public perception of law enforcement, like we have talked about in class and I've talked about in other classes, and how we've learned that a lot of this negative public perception of the law enforcement is fueled by incidents of police misconduct, and we lose the trust of the public. A lot of the police misconduct can discourage individuals from pursuing a career in policing because of the negative perception that the public has on these police officers. People are scared to go into it because they see all of the controversy that is occurring nowadays in the police force, and it's a scary world with like the media and everything that goes on and everything is seen. So it discourages a lot of people from wanting to become an officer. Another reason I believe we're seeing such a decline in the police retention and the recruitment of police officers in the United States today is because the risk and safety concerns that one has to take to become a police officer. Everyone knows how dangerous the profession is and how we've learned about it. People have concerns about their personal safety, especially with the rising crime rates that we are seeing. It's deterring individuals from pursuing or continuing a career in law enforcement, and some people just want to get out of there because they've seen enough already. They've heard the stories. They don't want to risk it. They want to be able to go home to their families, and like the rising crime rate we're seeing could be deterring people from wanting to even get involved in the law enforcement nowadays. Something to just further reiterate that I found here was from last year. It's the as you can see, 2022. It's for the Rochester Police Department, how they are adding all of these incentives for you. Guaranteed $83,000 after 44 months of service. You get a paid academy, increase of salary for your education, tuition reimbursement, 20-year retirement, generous retirement savings plans, excellent medical, dental, and vision plans. They're trying to add all of these incentives for you to want to get more of the public to become a part of the department. And it's just further showing the lack of people that are being involved with the department who want to come into it because of all the incentives Rochester's having to offer. And as we all know, Rochester is one of the most dangerous cities in the United States today. A lot of police officers don't want to work there. They don't want to deal with it. It's scary, and they feel the need to add all of these incentives for people to try and get more of a police force and a police presence in Rochester, as it's much so needed, as we know. Another reason I believe that we're seeing the deterioration in the police force and the lack of recruitment is because of the social and political climate. I feel that there's a lot of debates around the police reform, and there's many calls to defund the police, as we saw, not so much recently as it's not as profound, but there was a lot of rallies, just like in the past few years with all of the things that we saw going on with the police, like including like with police brutality so far and so forth, just where it creates uncertainty for people and an instability within the law enforcement agencies, and it's impacting their recruitment and the retention of the police force. Another reason that sticks out to me with seeing the police retention and recruitment deteriorating is the competing job opportunities that we see in today's day and age. A lot of people will choose a career path which is safer for them, and it'll offer just as competitive of a salary and benefits, if not better, and it's making it challenging for agencies and making them struggle to offer these competitive salaries and benefits. And it's hard for them to attract and retain qualified candidates to want to be involved in the police force, just because there's such a broad variety of different jobs that you can go do anything with. So a lot of people think, why would I put my life at risk joining the police force where I can go work a job with just as good of a salary, if not better, and just as good benefits, if not better. And it'd be a safe job, very solid, and you're not going to have to worry about anything when it comes to losing that job or even putting your life at risk. Something else that sticks out to me when it comes to the retention of the police and the deterioration of the recruitment is the increased training requirements. We'll have officers who have been on the force for years that are now needing to go and do these new training requirements, and new officers that are needing to do all these training requirements, like for the evolving societal expectations with everything we see in today's day and age. Police officers are held up to such high standards, and there's demands for increased training in areas with needing these new skills, such as like de-escalation, the mental health awareness that you need to be able to deal with any situation you're thrown into. Like, you need to have the skills to do all this, and this can add additional pressure onto the law enforcement agencies and individuals who want to become involved in the law enforcement, just because of all the pressure and the societal expectations of what you're supposed to be able to do and your abilities to do so. And there's fear of the societal backlash if you're unable to do these, and it's a lot of pressure on your mental health and stress that officers are being put under. All in all, to sum up all the points I've made, I believe that police retention and the recruitment deteriorating will eventually lead to problems for our society without having a police force and a police presence to enforce the laws and keep our community safe. And I feel that the police retention and recruitment deterioration is something that needs to be addressed and something that we need to be able to figure out to help ensure the safety of our community and our society as a whole.